What's up, everybody? I hope you're having a great and blessed day. My day is going pretty good. Get out, enjoy your life, because tomorrow is not promised to anyone. Now, before I get started with this story, I would like to say this. Do not get in the comment section asking me this question. Is this true, man? Are you for real? Did this really happen to you, man? Yes, this is true. It really did happen to me. Just enjoy the story, okay? Do not get in the comment section asking me those questions. Thank you. One Friday evening, I was delivering some groceries to a restaurant in Shreveport, Louisiana. It was feeling good that day. The sun was shining bright, the birds was chirping, plus I got paid that day. What a great combination. Now, when I pulled up to that restaurant, I parked my truck, got out, and I let my ramp down. After I did that, I then began to stack dry freight onto my dolly to take into that restaurant. When I walked into that restaurant, I had no idea where the freight went to inside of that restaurant because that was my first time delivering to that restaurant. So I began to walk around the restaurant to look for the manager. When I found the manager, I asked the manager, where does everything goes to inside of this restaurant because this is my first time delivering to this restaurant. I have no idea where everything goes inside of this restaurant. The manager said to me, the freezer is over here, the cooler is over here, and the dry freight belongs over here. I said thank you. I went outside and began to load more dry freight onto my dolly to take into this restaurant. Now, when I was taking my dry freight into this restaurant, I noticed that a light-skinned woman was looking at me. When I seen her looking at me, I said, how are you doing today, ma'am? She said, I'm doing good. How about you? I said, I'm doing good. I'm glad it's Friday. TGIF. She said, me too. I'm glad it's Friday also. I said, it's feeling good outside. I am so happy today because I am off Saturday and Sunday. I am ready to be off from work. She said, sir, if you need any help, just let me know. If you have any questions, just ask me, and I will help you out with the best of my ability. I said, thank you, ma'am. If I need any type of help with anything, I will come to you. Now, I started noticing that the woman was just watching me like a hawk. When I seen her, I was saying to myself, why is she watching me so much? This is getting weird. To be honest, it was getting kind of uncomfortable to me. And I was saying to myself, is she okay? Is she crazy? Because she was giving me a weird vibe. But I didn't think too much of it. I kept on taking my freight into this restaurant. When I began to take my cooler freight into that restaurant, she got closer and closer and closer to me. And I was saying to myself, okay. She was just over there by the grill. Now she's all the way over here by the cooler watching me. What is wrong with this woman? I said, ma'am, is everything okay? She said, yes, I'm just trying to make sure you got everything that you need. I said, thank you. I'm okay. I got this. Now, when I began to take my fourth load of refrigerated freight into that restaurant, I was pushed. Matter of fact, to be honest, I was listening to music at the same time while delivering my freight into that restaurant. So I couldn't really hear that much because I had music in my ears. Now, this was my fourth load. When I began to take my fourth load into the cooler, I pushed it in there and I backed up. When I backed up, I bumped into something. When I turned around, it was that light-skinned woman right there staring me right dead in my face. I said, "Is everything okay, ma'am?" She said, "Yeah." She said, "Everything is good." I said, "Is there anything you need in here? Because I'm not trying to be in your way." She said, "Yes, there is something that I need in here." I said, "Am I in the way of what you need?" She said, "No, you are not in the way at all." I said, "What do you need?" She said, "To be honest, I need you." I said, "What you mean?" She said, "I want you right now, right here in this cooler." I said, "Hold on real quick. What do you mean by that?" She said, "Do you want me to show you?" I said, "Yeah, show me what you're talking about." I'm not lying at all, people. The Lord is my witness. She dropped to her knees and she said, "Now you know what I want." I said, "Hold on." I said, "Hold on real quick. Hold on. Are you crazy?" She said, "No, I ain't crazy. I know what I want. Come on, go ahead and whip it out." I said, "No, no, no, get on. Go on, now, go on." She said, "Whip it out." I said, "No, I don't play like that." I said, "We are in this cooler. Are you crazy? Are you trying to lose your job?" She said, "I don't care about losing my job. I want you and I want you now." So I looked up and I seen the camera looking me right dead in my face. I was like, come on now. This woman has to be crazy. She has to know that there is a camera inside of this cooler. Is she crazy? What is wrong with her? I said, "Ma'am, I'm going to tell you like this. Get out of my way." She said, "Come on, come on. Just show me something. Go ahead." I said, "No, I ain't showing you nothing. You are not worth my money. And matter of fact, to be honest, you don't even look good to me. Get out of my way." She said, "Come on now, come on." So I pushed the woman out of the way and I ran out of that cooler and I left my dolly inside of that cooler. And I stood on the outside of that cooler until that woman came out of that cooler. And I was saying to myself, what in the world is wrong with folk? The woman, when I took a real good look at her, I could tell that something was wrong with her. When I say something is wrong with her, she has a mental problem. But she knew exactly what she wanted. She was ready to risk it all for some meat. I was like, come on now, are you serious? Now, I didn't tell the manager anything. I didn't. I just kept on taking my freight into that restaurant until I was done. When I was done taking my freight into that restaurant, I lit up my ramp, put my ramp up, and I put my dolly inside of the trailer because I was done. When I got into my tractor to pull off, I looked down and there she was. She said, "I'm sorry. I am so sorry. Please, please, I'm sorry." I said, "You good?" I said, it's all good." She said, "But uh, uh, can I still get you?" I said, "What you mean?" She said, "Can I get your phone number or whatever?" I said, "Ma'am, get away from my truck. I don't like you. You are not attractive to me. Get on. I don't know who you think I am." Now, y'all may not believe me. I don't care if you believe me or not. This is a true story. But this woman right here was crazy. I don't know what was wrong with her. But she wanted something that she couldn't get. And I wasn't going to do anything with her. First of all, we are at work. I'm not going to lose my money over you, and you shouldn't lose your money over me. So that right there told me that something was wrong with that woman. I don't understand people nowadays, y'all. People are crazy. Y'all leave a comment and let me know exactly what you all think about this story. I would like to know. If you're not subscribed to the channel, like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Until I see you all on another video, holla at you.